Today we're going to be talking about the interest rate on pre-approval letters and how they mean absolutely nothing. Yes, we're going to be talking about that. It's going to be fun. Okay, so there's a popular misconception. People think that when they get a pre-approval letter that is the interest rate that they will get when they go into contract on a house. That is not what it is. So a pre-approval letter is one of two things. It's either the rate that we underwrote your file at, because sometimes we do pre-underwriting in the pre-approval process, or it's the rate the day that we're doing the pre-approval letter, or it's a totally made up rate meant to rate bait you, okay? I do not do rate bait. And I did another video about this topic earlier, but I don't do that. But there are lenders that do that. And the reason that they do that is because people think the rate on their pre-approval letter is the rate that the lender is offering them. It is not. That is why every single pre-approval letter has a block, or it should, unless the lender's home making their letters, of disclaimers about how this is not locked until you're in contract. It will depend on rates that day, like 900 disclaimers. So here's how rates work. Okay, so let's say you're being ethical. Imagine a lender's being ethical. So what we'll do is we'll pull rates. If someone's like, hey Jen, I need a letter at, $280,000. Okay, cool. I'll be like, let me check rates, get you the letter. Cool, that's where rates are at that very moment in time. Now, if you go into contract that day, meaning that the seller's accepted your offer, the odds of me being able to lock that rate are very good. The only reason I wouldn't be able to would be if there's volatility in the market, okay? Now, if you go into contract 5 days later, rates change every single day. So between the day that pre-approval was issued and the day you go into contract, the market could be different. So it's very important for you guys to know that the rate on a pre-approval doesn't mean anything. It can be a good way to weed out if a lender's totally trying to rip you off, because I have seen that with VA where someone's like, hey Jen, I got a pre-approval and it says 4%, and I'm like, whoa, because it should be a reflection of where they are in the market on that day. That is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to, if we issue a pre-approval letter, have the rate be what I could give you that day if you locked. So if a lender has 4% on VA and that's what they're saying they can like run, of course, run. But at the same point, sometimes I'll have people call me and they'll be like, well, Jen, I've got 2 pre-approval letters. I've got one from Bob at 2.8 and one from Jane at 3. And I'm like, are you in contract? No, but I think I should just work with Bob then, right? No, why? This is a letter, was it the same day? Was it within the same hour? Do you know everyone's being honest and ethical? You don't know any of that. The only time you really know if what a lender's saying is true is if you get a loan estimate where it says locked. That's it. The rest could be a house of cards. And, I feel bad saying this, but maybe I've just been exposed. I think because I do so much social media, people bring me a lot of stuff that's really dark because they know that I'll look at it and be honest and not screw around. But, I've seen lenders put rates where it's there's no way in the world they could lock it. And the reason they're doing that is because they know most consumers are going to look at the 2 pre-approval letters and they're going to go whichever the lowest one is. And the one that's the lowest, they don't have to be accountable for it because there's a huge disclaimer in there and markets change. And you already have by doing this rate bait pre-approval letter, they've given you the vision that they're the lowest lender. Okay? And so it doesn't matter when you go into contract, you already think Bob is the lowest lender. Whereas if you had actually called Bob and Jane the day you go into contract and you say, I want to lock, you need to say those words, you may have discovered that Jane was lower. Yeah, because sometimes what we'll see lenders where they rate bait the pre-approval letter and they know that you think that's what you're going to get because you don't really understand lending. And then a week before closing, they'll be like, hey, we really got to lock your loan. We're at 3%. And you're like, wait, Bob, I thought I was at 2.5. And Bob's like, what are you talking about? I never locked you at 2.5, but my pre-approval says, and Bob goes, your pre-approval's from August of 2020. Like, I can't. Rates change every day. Everything I'm telling you right now, they will tell you when they're locking you at a higher rate the week before closing. So just skip all that nonsense. You guys don't need to deal with the drama. Like, life is scary and stressful enough. I don't know if you saw the article about hackers trying to hack the California water supply recently. Like, life is stressful enough. We do not need any more drama. So the key takeaways from this video is the pre-approval letter at best is a representation of rates on that day. It is no way a guarantee of what the lender will ultimately lock you in. There are not lenders locking right now until you're in contract. So once you're in contract is when you will know that true rate if you have the conversation about locking. I'm gonna add one more piece to that and then I'm gonna let you guys go for the day. It's like classroom. Just because they say it on the phone does not mean it's real. And I'll have the article in here again. I did this article with a writer who does Next Advisor for Time Magazine about how to read a loan estimate. And I can't stress this enough, guys, because there are so many lenders that just blow smoke on the phone and they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get, yeah, no lender fees, no points, sure. And then the loan estimates, I'm like, dude, this has 4 points. Like, come on, this has 3 points. Like, their lender origination fee is a small yacht. Like, what is going, and they're like, well, they said they weren't charging me that. The loan estimate is the teller of truths. The loan estimate, if it's locked, okay, because if it's not locked, you can still play some games with points. If the loan estimate is locked, that is the teller of truth. That is what we are held to by the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, by the 9,000 licensing agencies that protect us. That is the teller of truth. Anything before that, it's just noise. So I hope this has been helpful. As always, I am licensed in 46 states. Yes, 46. I'm not gonna do the full country because I feel like, you know, I've got my jam on with these 46. Although I will say there's a couple where you guys have not been showing me love. I'm talking to you, the Dakotas. So I may be 44 soon. I may be 42. I don't know. We'll see. If you're in North or South Dakota, this is your last call. Come on, guys. I'm licensed in 46 states. My team's licensed in a ton of states. We love what we do. We love helping you guys. Please reach out. We're here to make sure that you have a no BS experience. Thanks for watching.